Hey everyone, my name is Raul and I am brand new here to Booktube. I'm very excited to bring you the new to Booktube tag. I have absolutely no idea how to start my channel, and this was just definitely a great way to start it all off for you guys so you guys can get to know me and I can get to start to know you guys a little bit better. And this tag was created by Trina from Between Chapters. I will link her page down below. So yeah, let's get started. Question number 1 is, where are you joining us from? I am currently from Rochester, New York, about 45 minutes away from Canada. Question number 2, how old are you? I'm currently 28 years old. Question number 3 is, why did you join Booktube? I joined Booktube just to have people to talk to about books. I don't have a lot of friends who enjoy reading as much as I do, so I just kind of like read great books and want to talk to somebody about it and really can't because there's really nobody that's interested in listening to what I have to say. So yeah, that's why I joined Booktube. Question number 4 is, what is the meaning behind your Booktube name? Latin lector is basically Latin because I am Hispanic, and lector is just another word for reader. Question number 5 is, what kind of books do you read and what kind of books do you want to talk about on your channel? I read a lot of fantasy, I read horror, mystery, contemporary. I like a lot of different genres. Dystopian, either in the young adult or the adult genre, it doesn't matter. As long as it's got a good story, I'm reading it. Question number 6 is, what are some of your favorite authors? Right now, some of my favorite authors are definitely Dean Koontz, George R.R. Martin. I enjoy Veronica Roth, and those are just to name a few. Like, if I could sit here and talk about all of the authors that I love, and I can go on and on and on. Those are kind of like my top ones right now that I'm currently reading. Question number 7 is, what is the last book you read? And that was Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. Question number 8 is, what are you currently reading? And that is Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. Question number 9 is, what do you use for bookmarks? Right now, what I use for bookmarks is this kind of promo I think that I got from Book Outlet a couple of months ago when I did my order from them, and they just kind of sent me this inside one of the books, and I've kind of just like kept sticking it in my books since then. So this right now is what I've been using as a bookmark. And then I have these little owl magnets, these cute little owl magnets. I lost one of them, which was my favorite one that I was using. I have no idea where it is. But I have these other ones that my wife got me, and I'm very excited. These are very nice, very cute and small, that I can kind of just clip up to the top of my book there. So these are the ones that I'm using right now as bookmarks. Question number 10 is, show us your current TBR pile. I have a huge TBR pile, but these are kind of the ones that I want to read sooner than later and hopefully get to through the end of the year. So those are Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo, A Dance with Dragons by George R.R. Martin, The Strain by Guillermo del Toro and Chuck Hogan, Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, Trial by Fire by Josephine Angelini, Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, the Pathfinder trilogy by Orson Scott Card, and All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. Question number 11 is, hardback or paperback, ebook or physical form, and own or borrow. I enjoy paperback just because of the fact that they're cheaper and they're sometimes smaller. I carry a bag around every day with me, so it's kind of just easier to kind of put it in the bag and not have to like lug around these big hardcovers. I do like hardcovers just because they last longer, and if I get them cheaper than the paperbacks, I will, but I prefer paperbacks mostly. Ebook or physical form, I love physical form. I have tons of physical books. I do have ebooks a lot, and if I can get them a little bit cheaper and I don't own, if it's not part of a series or I don't own any of the other ones in the series, I'll get them in ebook form, just so it's easier to carry around in my Nook, because the Nook is a lot smaller than a book. And own or borrow. I like to own. I don't have a very great library around, so I just buy all of my books. Question number 12 is, what book or series got you into reading? I have to say it was the Goosebumps series by R.L. Stine. That took up a lot of my childhood and a lot of my elementary school years, and then eventually in middle school I got into his Fear Street series, and I've just loved him ever since, and that kind of got me into reading. What got me into the young adult series or genre was the Twilight series, and that got me into the young adult genre just because of the whole vampire and werewolf kind of thing. I read a series from Laurell K. Hamilton years ago, the Anita Blake series, which is a big series right now in the adult genre, and I really enjoyed the whole supernatural kind of thing and the werewolves and the vampires, and when I heard that Twilight had that kind of, vampire and werewolf kind of thing, I really enjoyed it. Didn't really like the love story that much, but I liked the whole thing between the vampires and the werewolves, and that's kind of what got me into the young adult genre. Question number 13 is, how did you discover Booktube? A couple months back, I was kind of just like searching the web for reviews on Red Queen. Red Queen had come out a while ago, and I, saw the cover. It was beautiful, and I had heard great things, but I kind of really wanted to know more about it, and so I searched it on YouTube. I found a lot of people talking about this book on YouTube, and then realized that there were links to other videos that they had made, and people were just making a lot of books, or making a lot of videos on other books and tags and hauls and end of month wrap-ups, and I just absolutely loved this whole community that I found out about. So yeah, that's how I kind of found out about Booktube and got into the whole booktubing thing. Question number 14 is, what kind of challenges do you think you'll face with your own channel? And that's just basically what I think is just things to talk about. I'm not as quick of a reader. I see a lot of booktubers out there that can read 10 books in a month, and I feel like I'm just not as quick of a reader as they are, so I can kind of probably get through like 4 or 5 depending on the length of the book. So just like finding more books to talk about. I know I should be reading a lot more, but I am a busy person. I have a full-time job, I'm married, I own a home, and it's just not possible sometimes to really sit down and read as much as I would like to. So biggest challenge would probably be the amount of books that I read. So that's definitely my biggest worry. And number 15 is, where else can we find you? Currently, I have a Twitter page, twitter.com/LatinLector, and I'm kind of transitioning my Goodreads page into the Latin Lector name, because I do have a personal one, but I want to transition it over so that all of the names match and everything. And then I want to kind of give Tumblr a try, because I've heard a lot of things about Tumblr. A lot of you booktubers out there are on Tumblr, and I kind of really want to get into the Tumblr thing and kind of check it out too, so that I have a little bit more links and social media that you guys can get in contact with me. So yeah, that's it for my new to Booktube tag. I am very excited about getting started with booktubing and starting off this whole booktube adventure with you guys. I want to get to know you guys a little bit more, so comment on my video below and kind of just let me know if you guys have read any of these books that are on my TBR pile. Message me, comment. I will comment back. Like I said, I want to get to know you guys more, and I want to really get involved and kind of just like talk about books, because you guys love talking about books and so do I. So yeah, that's it. Till next time, guys.